Good morning, everybody. Cheers with a cold coffee. Not much left anyway, so it's fine. But I got in here a bit early, so I got a coffee on the way, and it just sat here while I was doing stuff, getting ready. Music intensifies. I need to get some new music, I think. Something more cheerful, maybe. I don't know, or something darker. Anyway, hi everyone. Hope you had a good week. I had an okay week. Up and down like normal, but I got some cool things happening this week, so I've got some stuff to show, stuff to talk about, and of course a new PCB to show and build. And I was hoping, you know me, never happens, but I was hoping to get some firmware ready for the build for the PCB, so when I do build it, assuming it even powers up and doesn't magic smoke, that we'd be able to actually get something happening with it. Well, didn't get to the software side, sorry. We might be able to hobble something together today, I don't know. It's once you see what it is and see the complexity of it, maybe we'll get it going, maybe we won't, I don't know. But at least we'll get some hardware going so I can then work on the firmware, at least to validate the hardware, yeah. Hope that makes sense. Yep. Daniel Edwards just joined in time. Same, absolutely. Hey Peter, how's the house stuff going? I've been meaning to message you and I just keep forgetting, and then I remember at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then figure you wouldn't be happy with me contacting you at 2 o'clock in the morning to find out how the house stuff's going. So hope it's all going well. I need to finish this before it's completely cold. Oh, it was a bit bitter to start with, but cold bitter coffee is not great. So I'm gonna, before I say hi to everyone in the chat, I'm just gonna wait a bit because there aren't that many people in the chat. Before I show stuff, I should also wait for more people in the chat. Yeah, let's do that just for a couple of minutes. Just sold and bought. Congratulations. And Johnny B is here in his other account, in his streaming sniping account, I think. Hello, Johnny. I'm glad that's done. It wasn't a terrible coffee, but it was a little bit bitter, and cold bitter coffee is not great. Oh, sorry. I've got a chaser though. I've got a no sugar berry storm pump chaser. This is non-mod Johnny. Oh, a bit of coffee and berry water. Not a good combo. Anyway, okay, I'm just going to say hi to folks in chat. It seems to be a slow start this morning, or no one's interested in the PCB. That's fine. Kevin, good morning. That's Taurus, hello. Dishipu, cock-a-doodle-doo. How was your week back at work, Dishipu? Hope you settled back in okay. And then Bryant, hello. You're having a bad day when you can't blink an LED with a 555. I must be having a bad day every day. I've never used a 555 and don't plan on it. Ever. Just in the nick of time, says Antonio. Hello, Antonio. Graham, hello, good morning. Rat Madness, hello, kiddies. Daniel, hello. Peter said hi already. Joe42. Hubbabow, hello. X-Micron, hi. Platinum21, how's it going? Going okay. You? Hope you're well. David Dessa, hello. Do you guys in Australia drink more filter coffee or cappuccino? I'm a latte guy, and I drink a lot of latte. Don't really, the filter coffee thing's not big here, like it is in America. America everywhere is filtered coffee. where here it's all barista coffee. And most people in their homes would have a coffee machine before they'd have a filtered coffee. Filtered coffee is not great. I don't know, from my experience. I mean, I've got a thing up here where I can use beans, and I got gifted some nice coffee beans and stuff, but it's not the same. And I've got the plunger thingo as well, and that's also not the same. I just like a good barista style coffee. I don't even want to talk about work. Our leaders are leadering hard. Okay, let's not talk about work. I'll make a deal with you. You don't talk about your work, I won't talk about my work. Deal? Good deal? Done. Yes. Okay, Johnny's back. The real Johnny is here. Coffee, how uncivilized. What? So what's civilized? Tea. Cup of tea. The finger. I like a good cup of tea. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. For those that saw on Twitter yesterday, I ran my... I don't have any panels. They're separated and tested. I ran my first Tiny Watch P10 boards panels, finally. The panels came on last Friday, and I ran them yesterday, and they all worked.
HAL 9000 says computer, Earl Grey, hot.
See, you lost me at Earl Grey. Never been an Earl Grey fan at all. Ugh. It's like a normal cup of tea. Normal cup of tea. What was I saying? So I ran 2 panels. First panel to validate parts, and I had a couple of parts I needed to flip. That's okay. Silly Xeon. And then I ran another panel just to confirm that everything was good. So there's my first 16 boards. They're all tested. They all work. I did discover an interesting potential problem, not with the board, not with the design of the electronics, but the design of the construction. So the plan was, you know what, let me switch to the camera. I've rejigged everything this morning. Is that the right way? No, that's upside down. So, there's the board. Can we get any closer? No, we can't get any closer. That's okay. So the idea with these ones, pling. I'll get to that pling in a minute. So these have got. Wait, maybe I can't really move that down. Okay, so these have got the surface mount nuts on them. See here? These are M2 nuts. And let's grab the watch. So they are designed to hold everything together inside the case. So they screw the back of the case into the back of the PCB, and when the screen is connected, I'm not going to connect it now, but it's connected there. The idea is that the PCB will be double-sided taped to the screen, like this. Okay, so when this is screwed into the case, the screen can't come out. Where before the screen was friction fit along here, which worked quite well, but it was possible if you knock the watch really hard sideways that the screen could come out. This would prevent that. The problem is with this is that quite a while ago on the P7 revision, I moved away from having a battery connector, because the battery connectors, they're just too big, right? You can get slightly smaller than this, but it's not a standard connector, which means the battery connectors won't necessarily fit the ones on the battery. And if you look at the size of that connector, it's not just the overall size, but it's the height. So with a connector like that, what it does on the board, you lose a whole chunk of area of being able to fit a battery in, right? What I wanted to do was maximize the battery. So if you look, anything that's high on the board is on this side, and this is all low, which means you can get a really decent size. That's not the right battery. Where's my other? Do I have? Where did I put? I did have batteries everywhere, and now I don't. Typical. Okay. either way, the point is, I wanted to maximize the battery. Now, if I ship these stuck together, which was my original plan, so you didn't have to do it, I'd take the pain of having to align these nicely for you. The problem is, when you solder these pads, or these pads here, they're actually I/O and power. They're not labelled because I've got there's no way I could get labels in there, right? But there'll be a diagram for the updated watch that'll be on the screen, on the website. These are actually I/O that you can tap into. What you'd use them for, I don't know. I mean, I've got I2C broken out there, I think, but I don't know if you're going to be able to get anything on the bus because there's a lot of stuff on the bus already. But there's anything I could break out that I wasn't using is on here, including power. It's not magnetic, no. It's just a really thin piece of metal. So the problem is, once that's stuck on, soldering to those pads is going to damage the screen. For those of you that haven't seen what happens if you apply too much heat to an LCD screen, you get a lot of melty inside and damaged screen, especially the backlight. So it means that I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to have to ship these unstuck, which is not a problem. Other people can stick them. I'll have double-sided tape on there already. You just need to peel it and stick it down. But then the risk is that if people stick it down and it's not straight, they're going to have a problem. But I guess that's on them. But the double-sided tape I use is really, once it's down, forget getting it up again. You'll rip the screen in half. You'll pull all this off, trying to get it off if you lay it down wrong. It's really strong stuff. So that's the only thing I thought of, was especially for the battery. Like, people are going to want to add a battery, right? Oops, that's off screen. So, yeah. So I'm going to have to think about that. It'd be good if it was no, maybe it wouldn't be good if it was magnetic. Anyway, but I've got a whole bunch here. I still have to finalize the case. I bought myself some of that PLA carbon fiber, the Bamboo Labs carbon fiber one, and I can't print with it. It's failing to, like, it gets a few layers in and then it won't extrude anymore. I'm gonna have to pull the whole print head apart and see if I need to clean it. Maybe I need to just replace it. I don't know. A bit frustrating, but I wanted to see, from those that remember, I've actually got a new design of the case I'm working on, but just to remind people, because it's two halves, we spoke about this months ago, because it's two halves to allow for printing without support, so I get nice joints from the watch. On this side, because there's nothing screwing it together, there's a bit of flex. Now the watch band's not going to come out, right? But it just doesn't look very nice. I guess maybe over time it might, if you rip hard enough. And so this is just standard PLA, PETG, whatever else. None of them will make really any difference in terms of this flex. But the carbon fiber one might, but I can't seem to print with it, which sucks. I'm going to keep trying, but I have to pull the printer apart and clean it all out. Anyway, so I'm still working on that, but I'll have the watches back in stock soon. You can have a hook there. A hook? What's the hook for? Sorry? I'm not sure what you're referring to in terms of a hook. Okay, the mail. Okay, before I show you the PCB and then we'll start building, I've got everything ready. I think I've got everything ready. But keeping the side of the case closed, a hook. There already is, but it can't go all the way to the edge. Like, there is already inside. It's what stops. So it's screwed on that side and it's hooked in on this side. But even hooking in, like, the watch band, to hold the watch band in, like, they're pressure fit, right? To hold it in and to hold it in tight, it really puts force there. And it's plastic, you get a little bit of flex. But that's why I was hoping that the carbon fiber one won't. Now, why PLA carbon fiber? Well, I know there's other carbon fiber materials I can use. The thing with the PLA, or apparently with the Bamboo Labs PLA carbon fiber, there's a couple of things. Firstly, very easy to print with, except not for me, but it's supposed to be as easy as PLA to print with, which is important, especially when I'm printing hundreds and hundreds of them, not hundreds of them, dozens and dozens of them. But also this particular one is supposed to be absolutely excellent for overhangs, for unsupported overhangs. There are people that have printed stuff that's like this on the bed, and it just prints perfectly, and it prints with a like you don't see layer lines with it. Like apparently it's a really fantastic filament. I just can't get it going. I've tried like 4 or 5 times. It's sitting in a like a one of those dryers, filament dryer, powered thing. Can't remember what brand it is. Whatever. It's a dual thing, and I was feeding it out of that, and it was dry, and but it was getting sometimes 1 layer down, sometimes 4 layers down, and then it would keep printing. It just wasn't extruding, and it would think it was extruding, but it wasn't. It obviously was slipping. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but when I find some time, I'll get that sorted. Okay, so some of you on Twitter might have seen that I showcased a new board. So this is a board I started ages ago, like almost a year ago, and I just never got around to finishing it because I couldn't decide what I wanted to do with it. But I finished it now, and it is this. It was called M.S3, but now it's not. Through voting on my, not really voting, discussing on my supporters channel on Discord, we're going with Edge S3. So this is an ESP. Let's put it in 3D view. Might be better. Okay, this is an ESP32 S3 board with a B key M.2 edge connector. So the point of it is it's a reusable module. So like my Nano S3, my RMG S3, they're not really reusable. I mean, if people want to solder wires to this, whatever. People solder wires to all of my boards that aren't supposed to have wire soldered to them. That's fine. If you want to do that, you can do that. But this is designed to be able to be plugged into a carrier board, obviously with an edge connector, an M.2 B key edge connector. And so it's not a peripheral for a computer. It's just an ESP32 S3 with some extra goodies. So there's an S3 on there. There's obviously battery charging. There's I2C fuel gauge, and there's also an I/O expander. So this is using the octal PSRAM, which means there are 5 I/O I don't get to break out because they're used internally. Does it fit in an ISA slot? No, it does not fit in an ISA slot. It's an M.2 B key. And so what I've done is I've broken out all the I/O I can, and then I've broken out some additional I/O via the I/O expander just to add more. So to give you an idea, there's a whole bunch, obviously I/O broken out there. So there are 8 I/O coming from the I/O expander. I'm using the I2C bus anyway because of the fuel gauge, so adding an extra I2C device, not a big deal. Yeah, with a hammer. I mean, hammer maybe, or a knife, you could possibly, I don't know. And then, as you can see, it's pretty tight. These are all 0.127 millimeter traces. I mean, it looks big and chunky, but this is it's a pretty small board. So it's all I/O and ground on this side, and on this side is all the power. Yeah, this has got 8, or depending on the chip I use, it's either got 8 mega flash and either 8 mega of octal PSRAM or 2 mega of quad PS RAM. Yeah, and then a whole bunch of I/O broken out. So I've got there's 3.3 volts, two laser 3.3 volts, two VBAT, two 5 volt, and then the back here is just all ground. So plenty of ground and thermal. And the whole thing is, it's pretty small. Oops. Hang on. Move it that way. There we go. So it's 22 millimeters across and 20 millimeters high, including the edge connector, or 16. I couldn't get that exact. 16 high. So it's a pretty small. It's a pretty small board, but it's a reusable board. The screw in the corner rather than the top middle, is that to discourage people putting it into their random? No, it's because I can't stick it in the middle without allowing people to really degrade the radio stuff. So this is all radio here. So sticking a thing here where someone can stick a metal screw or whatever is going to change the characteristics of the antenna area. So I put something on the corner. Yeah, there was no real other option. And of course, like I'm hoping people won't try to. I mean, it's not a. Well, that was one of the reasons the name changed from M.S3 to Edge S3, because it was thought by the people in Discord that maybe people would get confused and they would, try to stick it in their computer. It's absolutely not designed to go in the computer. It's just, this is the easiest type of thing for a reusable board. Using mezzanine connectors, the ones where the connector connects to a connector, that means that the board would have to be, one, double-sided, which is much more expensive. Two, the edge connector would have to either be multiple mezzanine connectors to allow the board to balance, or one bigger one, but either way it would have to be in the middle of the board. And with a mezzanine connector in the middle of the board, it completely wrecks the ability to fit everything onto the board. So and this allows for just easy insertion and removal. And will I do other boards in the future that works with the same thing? Possibly. I mean, if you consider there's a lot of opportunity for I/O along here. It's a 67 pin style connector. If that always stays the same for power over here, then there's a lot of I/O to be broken out there. Anyway, I had to confirm that I had the right orientation. I've got M2 connectors here. Is that the one? Unfortunately, this is from LCSC. Unfortunately, they have no stock of any of these now, which is annoying. This is the, not the horizontal, this is the, what's it called? I can't remember the type. There's two types. Oh, hang on, I'm showing you, but you can't see it. Let me go back to here. Right, here's the connector. There's two types of these. There's the side insert one, where you slide the board in sideways, and then screw it, or however. And then there's the one where you put it down and you angle it in and put it down. This is the angle in and put it down version. And this is what I'd prefer to use, but LCSC have no stock of any of these. They've got like 6 of these in stock, which is really annoying. And it seems that all the ones that they've got are the side insert. The problem with the side insert is the pins are on both halves. Anyway, I much prefer the lay down version. I like the idea of having different carriers for different stuff people might want to develop. A carrier with wheels that drives around, possibly. Yeah. Anyway, but I needed to confirm that this is correct, and it is correct. And like in terms of the plugging it in and orientation and which side has the 5 and which side has the 6. Because you can imagine if I went to get this built, where am I? If I went to get this built and then I realized that these 6 pins here were on the bottom instead of the top and the whole board had to be flipped the other way, well, that won't work because there are components on here that would prevent it from lying flat. Buying from AliExpress is the best place for electronic components. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, pass. I don't have an issue. Like, I can buy these from DigiKey. I can buy them from Mal. I can buy them anywhere. That's not the point. The point is I've already got a bunch of them, and it's what I'm going to use for prototyping this. And it's just going to suck if I prototype with them because I've got them, and then have to move to a different connector with a different footprint, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that would just, it's just disappointing. And I know I could buy, so, the difference in price between like LCSC, the ones I got here, and buying the same type from Mauser or DigiKey, like an Amphenol brand or something, because this is one of the Asian brand ones. You know, the Amphenol ones are like 90 cents US each, and these are like 15 cents US each. Like, it's huge. Yeah. Right, that's the thing. It's a massive price difference, right? And I also want the connectors to be accessible. Now, if I went for the edge insert ones, they're half the price. Not edge insert, you know, the horizontal insert, they're called. They're like half the price of these on Mauser and DigiKey and on LCSC. But they're a much bigger footprint with pins on. Anyway, whatever. Problem for another day. Anyway, I just wanted to show the board. Before I go and send this off, I want to make a carrier so I can test it. I've got no way of testing that, right? So I want to make a carrier board as well that I can send off at the same time. Is it Isla? How do you pronounce it? The PCB guys in Europe. You know who I'm talking about. Yep. These guys. They've offered to make these for free for me, which is very nice of them. Isla. Okay, yep. So they've offered a few times in the past, like to do, you know, offer me like free boards and stuff, and it just hasn't really made sense for what I was doing. I might, yeah, do this. Like, I'm happy to, you know, give them a shout out and, you know, well, I'm doing it right now, advertising them on here. I mean, I'm in Australia. If I was in Europe, I'd probably use these guys for my prototyping a lot, but being in Australia, like it's just quicker for me still to do it through JLC. The only thing they said they can't do for their prototype is they can't do the 45-degree chamfer on the edge connector. They can for their production boards, but they don't do that for their prototyping. Apparently, it's not really an issue. So, 2 layers ultra fast, 4 layers a bit longer. Who through Isla? Hey, Dinkelberg. I'm about to show what the board's going to be. I haven't shown that yet. I've been showing other stuff I've been working on. But anyway, I might give them a go. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. So, what is my new board? Here we go. Let's talk about these things because I want to get it built. Good, it's the right way. So, I deliberately covered the logo. Well, it's not really a logo. Well, it's kind of a logo. I covered it on the picture on my thumbnail, just for shits and giggles. But here it is, and that is quite not bright. How do I get that brighter? 1 second. I'm going to mess with my DSLR. Actually, maybe I'll just add some light. Whoa. Okay, that's not good. 1 second. I'm trying to. I can adjust this. Why is that not working? Okay, maybe that'll work. Who knows? Will it be light enough? Did it add anything? A little bit? Then the camera adjusts. Anyway, so this is a weird looking PCB that is a controller board for these displays. This is a touchscreen display. So this is a 480 by 480 parallel display. Parallel meaning it's it's a 555. Is it 656, 565? One of those, 565 display, RGB 565 display. It's a display connector, and it's a display connector that has basically maxed out every single I/O possible on the chip, and I still didn't have enough I/O, so again, there's an I/O expander on there as well, just to be able to get the extra I/O I needed, and then whatever's left, I've broken out into headers for people if they want a prototype. So someone asked me on Twitter, I think it was, what happened with my mounting holes. They're not supposed to be holes. They are for surface mount standoffs. So this is designed to be stuck to the back of a screen like this, right? And, so not that way. I hope I got the dimensions right. So like that. Not really. Okay, slightly off. Anyway, and then you've got buttons to stick out in the back. You'll see USB sticks out, battery, whatever. And the idea is that this, with the SMD standoffs here, would allow it to be screwed into a case where the screen is attached.
Cian, Chad has disconnected.
And it's back. The place where the P4 would be a nice thing, adding a C5, and it's amazing. Yeah, no, I don't, yeah, I'm not convinced a P4 with a C5 is a great solution for something like this. I mean, this is, as I said, this is a parallel display. You're better off, interfacing the P4 to a MIPI display. High res, more performant. But anyway, Waveshare 1 had to use, they even, and Adafruit's got one as well. I didn't even know Adafruit had a board like this. Their board's different, but because it's called some weird name. I didn't even know what it was. And so they also, you've got to use an I/O expander. If it's using an ESP32, there's not enough I/O available on the ESP32. It needs more, and then it's tricky. So anyway, it didn't really leave enough I/O for me to do other things that I wanted to do. And so there's obviously, battery monitoring, the fuel gauge on here, and there's the I/O expander. I've got, one I/O free. I've got a buzzer, a magnetic buzzer on there. I would have preferred to put an I2S audio amplifier on here, but there's no I/O free. The type of things that I wanted to add onto this can't be done through an I/O expander, and I've got everything I can do through the I/O expander I'm already doing, unless I make the display driver a fully custom display driver where I can pass in the I/O expander as I/O for it to control, which obviously none of the display drivers, like Larry, I'm going to be using Larry's just, was it BB, oh God, whatever his display driver is. And I spoke to him about adding the ability to, be able to initialize I/O expander stuff through it, and he said no, he wasn't really interested. Too niche. But that's what Adafruit have done. So Adafruit have done some interesting things on their board. I'd already designed this and sent it off when I saw Adafruit's board, and I don't want to mimic what they're doing anyway. because it'll only work for them because they've modified their drivers to be able to work with their board, and they can do that because they write their drivers and they make their boards. Their driver, they can actually, like for the CS pin for the screen, which is something that gets, you pass in the IO number and the screen driver toggles the CS pin, right? Well, they've rewritten their drivers to be able to pass in a reference to the IO on their IO expander, right? And so their driver knows that it's a reference to the IO expander and toggles that instead, right? Totally custom driver. They can do that. I can't do that. Well, I can. I could take Larry's driver and modify it, but then I have to maintain it, right? And then it limits what drivers people can use it with. So I didn't want to do that. So this is as much as I can squeeze onto the board. Anyway, I've got one ready to go. I've got paste. I've got parts, I hope, all the parts I need. So we should just build it. The DMX thing, I'm playing it. What? For the multi-channel AC demo. Oh, you've been using that display. Right. Yeah, look, these displays aren't new. They've been around for a while, and I've got the touch one and I've got non-touch. I don't know what value the non-touch one is. Maybe something else, but as a touch interface screen, I think it'll be quite nice. And they're a very nice display, like visually. They're not washed out like other TFTs are. But because of the resolution, the 640, the 480 by 480, it needs the octal PSRAM. So this is going to be using an SP32R8, which has got the 8 meg of PSRAM, the octal PSRAM inside, and it's got external flash. It needs that, but unfortunately that means there's 5 IO that I don't get to use. If I was putting a chip down that wasn't the octal PSRAM, I'd have 5 extra IO that I could, with those 5 IO, I could add an audio amplifier and even a microphone or something else, right? But there's not enough SRAM to do that resolution, frame buffer, and be able to do additional things like sprites and stuff. So I just went stuff it. I went octal and to deal with it. Hey, Christos, how do you use OS certification and safety regulations or distributor handle that stuff? The answer to your question is no idea. I don't deal with it. And I have no idea what they do. That's the quick answer. The whole EU regulations, for certification and everything else. My plan when all that came, that's always been there. But whenever it was it January? Was it 2023 in January or whatever else? Where they said that's it. It's now official. We're going to police it from now on, and everyone started panicking. My plan was, why is my logo moved? My plan was always that I will keep selling until I get told to stop or I get in trouble. And that's what I've been doing. Because, I'm a one guy making and selling stuff for a non-consumer market, meaning it's not like kids can go into a department store and buy my products, right? It's consumer as in there's business to business, people buy stuff, and there's also end user to business where people buy stuff of mine, but you got to have skills to be able to use it. It's not like Joe Blow, who doesn't know anything about electronics, is going to be buying my products, plugging them in and using them for what, right? So I get all their laws, I get it, and that's whatever, but I think that they shouldn't apply, and I'm just selling my stuff, and whatever. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Hey, Andy Mouse. Squeak! Yeah, it's like, was it? You don't ask permission, you ask for forgiveness. Something like that. I think that's how it goes. Okay, let's build one. Let's do it. Now, I hope that... I've had problems with this camera. It stopped working, but now it started working again. I'm hoping that it'll continue working. I don't know if it's in focus. Even prototype... Oh, everything does. There's no... Unlike the US, right? There's no classification that you don't have to have your things follow the rules. Like, that's it. And anyone tells you other than that is just manipulating the system, right? I've discussed this many times before. The whole self-certification thing doesn't mean you don't need certification. It just means you don't need a notary to be the people that certify your board. You are the notary, but you're still supposed to certify, right? It's a mess, and it's expensive, and it's a rort, and yeah. Okay, so I'm going to move over to the other chair. Remember, I'm going to be able to see chat. You can talk to me if you need me to hear something urgently, if I've done something stupid. Selling, that's actually illegal. Yeah, no. Just Jingleberry, there's no such thing as that. Like, anything you sell that's electronics, or it's not, it's everything. Everything that's sold in the EU doesn't have to be electronics, but with electronics, there is no, oh, it's a prototype, it's fine. No, everything is the same category. That's the problem. That they have no classification that says, this is for research and development, or this is for a sub-assembly for something else, so it doesn't require certification. Like, that's what there is in America with FCC. There is a sub-assembly classification in the EU, but it does not exempt you from requiring certification. Okay, everything. Do you know what? If you want to sell this in the EU, it has to be certified, not radio certified. It has to be consumer certified. So a child can't swallow it, so I can't get it stuck up their backside if they try. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything. How does it get disposed of? What's it made of? Is there anything in it that's dangerous? What's the pigments? You know, is there any lead in the pigments? Is it, like, you know what I mean? Everything you sell a scarf in the EU in a clothing store, it needs certification. Everything you sell in the EU requires certification. Right? That's what the ears are for. It doesn't get stuck in your... Exactly. But if you put it that way, then you can't get it back out because of the stand. Don't ask me how I know. Oh, this conversation's getting bad. I'm going over there now. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me. And I can't really see what I'm doing, but I'll try. I'll try to keep it in the camera view. I will, I promise. I've already got a board in here, lined up. I got paste. I'm just going to paste it up, get it off the board. I mixed the paste this morning already.
Dutch Taurus says we're hearing you 5 times 5.
Okay, excellent. I don't know if that's enough. And I've got it on the masking tape, which is annoying. Didn't mean to do that. I'm just going to get the camera out of the way. I'm just moving the light just for the moment because the microscope is in the way. Okay, I hope... Come on, Sion. Gotta do the one pass. Don't mess it up. Ooh, that might be okay. One pass Sion is what they call me. Let me just look through here. Not that I can see. Just I'm worried about the connector, obviously. It's a 40-pin connector, and I want to make sure that I haven't stuffed up. No, that looks good. Okay. Okay, wait up on my tweezers. Oh. What are they? That'll do. know you can't see. Sorry, I'm trying to get the board out. Because of these standoffs, I can't grab it from the corner. Oh, okay, don't worry. Nothing bad. Okay, move that out of the way. I know I'm talking to myself, but something like that. I need to put the paste away, or I'll stick my elbow in it. Might be the first time. I'm pretty sure last time I did that though, I didn't realise I'd done it, and then I spread it everywhere for like hours afterwards. Okay, put that away. Good. So, is the board, is that in focus for you guys? Is it in focus enough? That's not bad. You can see that. It kind of sucks. I wonder how much of that is real safety and how much just being business keeping there. It's just red tape. Honestly, it's just a lot of it is just it's for a good reason, like consumer safety. I get consumer safety, right? But it's just red tape on red tape on red tape. It just really makes everything difficult and very expensive. Consumers pay for it at the end because the costs to do it all and maintain it all is just really high. It's just annoying. PCBs with paste like toast with butter, you always land paste side down. Hey Alex, no, in that case it was only like a 5mm above the thing when it fell off the tweezers, fine, but yeah. It benefits the wealthier businesses. It also benefits local business because they've got the same certification rules, but they don't have all the importing rules on top of it. Like it's messy. It's unnecessary. Anyway, okay, so there's a lot of stuff to put on. A lot. And I don't know where to start. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep it in the center of the camera, and I'll just move my microscope around. I'll try. No guarantees, but you know, I'm gonna do this in a weird order. I'm gonna just place parts that I know I want to start with, and then I'll go back. So that's LDO, 3.3 volt LDO. Right, I need parts off my shelf. Should have got them out already. Okay, it's the load switch. Stick that there. So I've already taken a bunch of parts out, especially parts that live downstairs. So here's a bunch of parts. I'm not sure, is that in camera? No. There's a bunch of parts in there that live either downstairs or on my shelf on the other end of the thing. So I prepared earlier and got some parts out. Okay, this is the load switch. Okay, I'm going to put the little, does it fit? Fit goes there. Okay, I hope you can all see what I'm doing. I'm just going to, put the obvious stuff in.
Andrew Fraser says, where did you get your carousel?
I made it. The design files are online. Okay. If you look at my channel, you'll find a video for it. A few videos. And there's a link there for the design files. You can 3D print them yourself. Yeah. And so I've got some videos about building it and stuff. Okay, they're 15 picofarad caps for the
Andrew
crystal.
Fraser says thank you.
You're welcome. So I'd give you the link, but I need to do this, so you'll have to find the link yourself in this case. Okay, moving the microscope's a pain, but I'll do it. Normally I keep the microscope still and I'd move this around like this, but that's going to end up putting it somewhere where you can't see it, so I won't do that. Okay, really doing this in a silly order. Like I should just do all of the 0.1s, 0.1 microfarads and the 1 microfarads and the, yeah, I should, but okay, now I'm not, okay, I'm actually gonna maybe have to, because I can't remember the orientation of some of these. Okay, let me bring up iBomb. Hang on. I should have done this earlier. I've already got the project open, that's fine. Okay, so there we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, so I'm putting, these are 0.1 microfarad caps. There's 9 of them. Bum, bum, bum. I went with the SOIC, or whatever it is, the flash chip, just what I use on my Feather S3 Pro S3, because that's what I've got on the pick and place machine. But I've got lots of other different packages for flash that I could have done instead. And maybe I should have, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. See, music would be great right now. There. So it's a pretty full-on cluster of components here. But it's a weird shaped board, I know, but I wanted it to fit the back of the screen because it's mounting as well, right? So that was kind of important. Okay, that's all of those. Now I've got 9 1 microfarad caps. Oop. Let's take a bunch out. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so start off over here. I've probably overdone the decoupling caps around the S3 chip, but you know, you only live once. One, 2, 3. Oop, yep, it's fine. Okay. If I forget and I move the board or the turntable, please let me know. Two more. One there and one there. Whoop. As I said, I've overdone the caps on this. I know I have. Okay, some 0603 10 microfarads. I need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I opted for a JST PH2 connector here instead of my smaller ones that I use, because I figured that if someone did want to use a battery with this thing, which is totally valid, they're going to want a big battery, and you generally can't get big batteries with the smaller connectors. So I just stuck a big connector on. Whoop. Dropped it. I should have just rotated my thing. Silly. Okay, and I need... I don't know why I stuck a it's a transistor for the buzzer. I meant to put a SOT 723 one, but I stuck a SOT 23 on there. So not a big deal. Still a pain. I can fix that for the production boards. I am planning on making production boards of this, by the way. Like, you know, not going to be just a one-off. I don't think. I mean, it's got to work first, right? But, okay, it's a back feed diode. Ooh. And I've got another one somewhere. There. Okay, so what is next? Okay, more 0.1s. Seems I have multiple package names in this project. Okay, how many do I need? 4, 1, 2, 3. It'd be a cruel joke if, like, there was no one left watching, right? Wait, I just took a bunch of... Where'd I put them? Oh, there. I put them down, then I span it. Now there are a few things on here that are there here just for debug purposes. I've got some solder jumpers here that won't be there. I think I've configured my IM0 and IM1 pins correctly, but just in case I stuck some jumpers. It'd be nothing worse than everything working except having set those back or set the wrong way around. That's how you tell the screen what mode it's in. SPI, quad SPI, parallel, etc. So it'd be a disaster if I mess that up. I don't think I have though. Okay, it's those, some more of those, 4 more 1 microfarad. 1 too many. Okay. So this chip here is interesting, and these pads here you'll see shortly. First time using those. so that could be really good or really bad. It's a PWM charge pump IC. The backlight needs 27 volts, 27 to 30 volts, approximately 20 milliamps. So this is what this circuit over here does, and I expect that if I got it wrong, the magic spoke will be incredible. So yeah. Somehow. Where's that? Let's go. Okay. Done those. Yeah, I need a 2.2. How many of those? 1. 2.2 microfarad. God, I hope people are still there. Okay, put some other things on. PMIC. Probably should have waited because there's lots of things really close to that. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Oh, I've got another one of those. Another 10 microfarad. Okay. 100k resistors, 6 of them. I think 2 more.
Huababa says hate when the components stick to the tweezer.
Yeah, it's going to keep cleaning them. God, I just jumped when that noise came through then. Yeah. I get lazy and I don't change the orientation when I put a part down, which pushes the tweezers into the paste. I should really stop doing that. There. Okay.
Huababa says boo.
Says what? Oh, but okay. I'm missing all the chat. Oh, shame. Anyway, all good. All good. We're getting there very slowly, but yeah. Okay, 5.1s. Four of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the USB.
Michael says I should come in and read chat for you someday.
Yeah, you've offered that a few times. You can. I'm not stopping you. If you want to do crazy, okay. Make sure these are right. One here. And one here. some 0 ohms. Already got those out. Need 3, apparently. I'm sure there's more 5.1 Ks, but okay. 3 0 ohm. So right now, so it's a 565 display. So bit 0 and bit 1 of the red and of the blue joined together, and I'm joining them just with a 0 ohm resistor. They don't need it, but I wasn't really sure, so they could just be joined together. I noticed that, as I said, this was already at JLC getting made before I realised that Adafruit had a board I could have used as a reference, the Quilla board or something, I think it's called. I don't know, some weird name. They don't have a resistor. Their circuit's a bit different. They're using a different charge pump system. They're using a different I/O expander. They're using whatever. But they didn't put a resistor between. Did I do 100 or 10K on those? I hope I didn't get that wrong. Anyway. Okay, these are 10s. So I'm using 2 different buses for the I2C. Oh, actually, no, I'm not on this, am I? Oh, I can't remember. Can't remember if I am or if I'm not. Oh, well, we'll find out soon enough when I try to get it all going. Okay, 3K3s. This is for the charge and for the V-bus detect. No, that's the charge. That's the V-bus detect. Yeah, I should have put that IC on afterwards. Oh well, that's fine. Might as well put the 2K there. Okay, 3K again. Not 100K over here. All the buttons and the obviously USB have got ASD protection on them. And there's a soft power down, well, not soft, like an MCU based power down as well. So code can turn the load switch off. Got those, I've got that. Okay, now I need 5.1.
Rick the Almighty says, how is the antenna affected by the backing plate of the display?
No idea yet, I haven't tried. So I would assume it will be. I've got an option of sticking a UFL connector instead. Not on this one, but I could do that. And so can move the antenna away. But for now, we'll find out at some stage. I don't even know if I'm going to stick a matching network on it for the moment. I might just stick a 0 ohm resistors in line for the moment, because it's going to have to get, if not matched, it's going to have to get checked on the VNA. to make sure it's good. So 91k. This charge pump IC needs some really weird values. And there's multiple ways to hook up PWM to this charge pump IC, and I have chosen one of them, which may work and may not. It's kind of weird the way, the way it all gets hooked up. It requires a lot of passives and stuff for setting modes and, you know, current limits and voltage and whatever. Like it's pretty full on. Okay, so this is a cool one. This, you might be able to see here, is an inductor, a power inductor. And it's one of these new, well, I don't know how new the package is, but I've not seen one before. It's not a plastic package, and the coil inside is spun in a different way to normally what you'd see around an inductor. So this is the inductor here, and it's pretty cool. Like I gotta say, I'm assuming it's going to work okay. It's a 2012 package.
Huababa says hate that there is not a pinned 1 marking on the inductor.
No, there's not. There is not. Okay, this is the charge pump IC. Well, I don't think there is. Let me go back. Where's the inductors? No, there's no pin 1 on it. Okay, but this one has a pin 1. Oh, need another diode. Apparently this diode's not needed at all. But every reference I found of you doing something like this, they all had this diode, but it explicitly states in the datasheet that it is not needed. But I figure, not going to hurt.
Magtachi says morning.
Good morning. Okay, lots of TVSs. Let's get all the TVSs on. All the ESD protection. How many do I need? 6. 6! One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's get these on. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even know if it's worthwhile having these on the buttons. I mean, that's, you know, that's where people touch the thing, but I'm not sure if static can go through the actuators. The buttons are, you'll see here, they're quite, actuators are quite tall, so I don't know if ESD will really travel through that. But anyway, okay, not buttons yet though. Okay, I need to put some LEDs on. Okay, power. And stat, so that's power. Red LED. And do I have any yellow ones, orange ones left? I hope this is an orange one. Might be, might not be. There it goes there. Missing components. What is that? Oh, 100K, and I missed that one. Okay, all the components are there. I really should. I might pull out the RF components and stick them down. I might do that. Okay, we're left with big stuff. Big things to go on. Like a big ass buzzer. And this connector always stresses me out putting connectors on. It's kind of a long one. I hope I've got it right. Okay, big connector. Let's put the S3 down. Let's check it. Is it an R8? It is. Good. Okay, I need to get some flash, which is over here, up here. So this is, as I said, this is 16. If I change the package to a SON, then I could get up to 32 or more, but I think 16 will be enough. No, there's no SD card or anything because there's no I/O free. Okay. I/O expander. Is that still in the center? Have I moved? I don't know. I/O expander. That way. Whoops.
Intermit Tech says you always use the most expensive chip packages, don't you, Cian?
Most expensive chip packages. What do you mean? Like what? What are we talking about? How you doing, Quindor? I hope you're well. Ooh. Hello, Amanda. Good morning. Nice to see you. And anyone else that's joined, sorry, I'm not Mad Techie. Hi. I'm at the desk. I'm assembling. I'm missing everything. Anatolian, hello. Fu, I don't know who Fu is. And I'm just looking back quickly. If I missed anyone, just say hi to Mike. Hi Mike. I don't know. Sorry, I'm almost done. almost done. Except, okay, am I going to put the RF on? Should I put the RF on? I should put it on. Because I have to get all the components out. That's a pain.
Intermit Tech says maybe a HDMI switch is an idea, can always have a display over there to still see chat and such.
Well, I've already got another computer here that I access for iBomb, whatever else. I don't really have any space here for a screen that I can see. I know that sounds crazy, but because my soldering station, like I've got 2 soldering stations and this massive arm with the microscope, like I've just got no place to stick a screen, to be honest with you. I've tried in the past, but it's just, yeah. Hang on, 0.3, 0.5, 0.5. Okay, 3.3. Okay, I'm going to put the RF on. I might regret it, but, you know. Wait, are they wire round? No, I don't want those. Wrong ones. This is going to take me a couple of minutes, sorry, because it's 5 components and they're in 5 different places. They're in these trays, right? Anyway, we'll get there. Like they're loose in bags, so I've got to be very careful. I've got all these on reels downstairs, obviously, but getting one component off a reel that's on the pick and place machine is not easy. Okay, so 3.3 nanohenry. I know the RF's going to work. It's just a matter of how well it performs against the screen. So, you know. And, you know, it's not like any other RF choice would be better. Like, you know, if I used a module, that won't change anything because it's still going to be sitting against a metal screen. But this way I've got the ability to tune. Quindo, what did you mean by expensive packages? Which packages are you talking about? What have I done that's expensive? 3.6. God, the fact that I know these values off by heart is really sad. Are you implying that I'm a package snob?
Intermit Tech says the I/O expander for instance, and you also have the expensive DOS, I believe. I get it for size though.
I didn't hear what the second item was. That I expander is super cheap. Oh, the LDOs, right. Okay, well, the LDOs are the you know, first or second most important component on the board. So, you know, sorry, I just got to move the microscope. You don't skimp on that. That I/O expander is actually a Chinese version of an expensive I/O expander. I've actually got the I/O expanders I found for my Edge S3. Now that is an expensive package. It's an 8-port I/O expander, and it's less than a quarter of the size of that chip. It is awesome, but it's expensive. But I'm really space limited on that board, so I don't have a choice. But if I end up doing them, I might just standardize on that one if I'm already buying them anyway. If I'm going to buy them on a reel, then I might as well standardize on them. Sorry, I've got...
Intermit Tech says nice, yeah, I get that.
Okay. And I've got one more after this. Oh, flip it around. Okay, once I get... what is that? 2.4. I need 2.4. Once this is on, then I just have to stick some buttons, a USB connector, JST, and we're done. Now I don't have the, can I grab that? Okay, I don't have headers for here. I'm gonna have to get them custom made. I've got all sorts of headers, but don't have 5 and 5 like that. Okay, so that's the RF done. So now I've got to got 3 buttons, a USB, a JST, and a standoff. Okay, so button. Was that in the center? Hope so. Button. Oh, moved it. Sorry. Let's see my microscope. Okay, USB. Might as well take that off. I'm not a fan of working with vertical USBs, but she should have left the cap on. Okay, I need a JST connector, and then I am done. I think I'm done. Can anyone see any components? Oh no, I've got to put the standoffs. The SMD nuts. That's nuts. Now I hope I've left enough room to get a battery connector in there. If not, yeah, that's bad. Okay, now I'm gonna put these on. 1, 2, 3. Now I couldn't use holes. Mounting holes, because there's a screen going to be behind it, right? So there's no space. Okay. 1. This. 2. Some of these got pick and place tape on, some don't. 3 and 4. So is that everything? I think. Holy moly! I think we're good. Ready to reflow. Oh no, no! Oh, that would be bad. I didn't put the
SDG Electronics says don't drop it.
Thanks. I didn't put the fuel gauge on. Fuel gauge.
Aaron Knox says PO header.
What header? What? No, I said, hey Aaron, I don't have those connectors. Here, I don't have them. I have to get them custom made. So that not going on today. Okay, yeah, not having the fuel gauge, that would suck. Okay. Now, that's, no. Oh my God, I'm not doing well. There's another component here, what is that? 15R, 15R. Here we go. Okay. That, the buzzer would not have worked without this inline. Oh wow, that would have been embarrassing. I should have just followed I-bomb all the way through. But I didn't. Okay, now I think that is everything. I don't know how I'm going to reflow it. That won't fit on the top.
SDG Electronics says impressive with tweezers. I have to use the vacuum tool.
Oh really? I have to be honest, I've never liked a vacuum tool, although I haven't used the pixel pump. But when I originally tried using, with an aquarium vacuum pump and whatever, I just wasn't great, to be honest with you. Okay, there's the hot plate. Let's see if we can get it in the middle. I don't know how well this is going to work in terms of showing you it reflowing. I just had to learn to work with tweezers, and I did, and I much prefer them, to be honest with you. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this probably in corners. The good news is it won't fall off, so I can kind of move it around. The bad news is the hot plate doesn't heat overly well on the corners. Let's move this out of the way. So it could be a balancing act. I might have to hold the PCB. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. So I intentionally used leaded paste for this, by the way. No clean leaded paste, because I wanted to make sure that the reflow point was a bit lower so I could reflow the corners and stuff. I didn't want to worry about high temp, and I don't need lead free for a prototype. So yeah, just letting you all know. Not that it matters, like I'm not licking it. Okay, you can't see, but it's on 129 degrees, 130. I've got this battery pack, and you can't see it. This my Lumix battery pack, and I've stuck some Patron on it. It's so bad for the battery, but it will technically allow me to support it if I need to. I didn't put my, what do you call it on? My Save My Life. Oh, that stinks. There we go. Okay, that is reflowing. I don't know if you can see or not, but it's reflowing. I'm just worried about the standoffs. Get that away from the corner, just to give it a chance to okay. It's not great. Not a great way to reflow. Put the I should have pulled the other one out, the bigger one. Oh well. Gonna make sure it's just all good. I'm glad I went the lower temp. That's good. Okay, just got to do this one corner. If I can move it over. I don't want to do that. You have to hold it there while this reflows. Just a standoff. Corners suck. Okay, I think that's good. I could be wrong, but I think we have a reflow. Just letting it cool down. Wow. Exciting. Hello, Hatcho. Why is she first solder melt called Reflow? Yeah, that's a good question. Gotta lick it. Yeah. Hello, Sab. There's no guide, really, because every PCB layout and stack up requires its own matching. So you can't just use someone else's RF layout in your design if your design isn't 100% exactly identical to theirs. My plan is to make this a product if it works, if I can get it working. Okay, is that cool enough? I hope so. Ooh, so let's switch to, no, there's the board. Really bad lighting. Anyway, what can I do? Let me see if I can, what do I need? That one? No. Need more light. Maybe that'll do. That'll make my hand funny now. Maybe. Okay. Anyway, so there we go. It's the board. So we're at power here. Boot. Reset. USB. And we need to get 27 volts out of here. Have you noticed that it's not square? Well, it's not square. This not, no, the screen is square. So I didn't want to make the PCB all the way up. Firstly, the connector's got to go there. So all the PCB here would be completely wasted, right? And as a 4-layer board, you pay for the size of the board. So if I'm going to make that go all the way to there and there, which I could have done, then firstly, I've got no other components I can put on there because I've got no I/O left. So it just would have made the PCB more expensive, and shipping would have gone up because of weight for no purpose, right? So yes, it's for a square display. It's not a square PCB. But thank you very much to Shipu. Wait, what was I saying? So yeah, I will be selling them. Yes, is my plan. Yeah, the screens are expensive. They're like 11 to 15 bucks each, depending where you buy them from. They're not cheap. You know, so you get what you pay for, right? Okay, I need to connect this up, and you know, it's sometimes easy to miss such detail. Which detail is that? So sorry, Sab, to answer, yeah, just to finalise on your question, there is no, you know, you can use an online tool, but that won't really help you because it's specific to your PCB stack up and characteristics. You need a VNA. You need to be able to connect it to a VNA and actually measure your board. It's RF is not quick and easy to learn. Yeah, so Okay, I'm going to plug this in and hope it doesn't go. And the problem's going to be, I'm going to need to, I don't even remember what pins I can touch to see if it's even working. Like, I don't have a 3.3 volt LED to show that it's powered from 3.3, which kind of sucks, but I guess it'll enumerate if it works, if it doesn't blow up. Doesn't guarantee you RF. What do you mean by guarantee your RF performance? Like, impedance mismatch is the thing that'll degrade your RF performance or damage your radio, right? So, like, you have to start with no mismatch. I mean, you know, antenna choice and whatever else will make. No, not really, Sab, because it's like, yeah, it's. I don't teach RF. Sorry. Just way too complex a topic. I've read many books and watched hundreds of videos over the last years and years and years, and just lots of matching lots of boards. Hello, Dave. Okay, I'm going to plug this in. What can go wrong? Well, that's a good start. We've got a power LED, battery lights flashing. I don't know what's supposed to be happening there yet, but that's not getting hot. But I haven't turned it on yet. Oh God, this is not going to stay. It's not going to stand. I've not hit the power button, so right now there's no power going past the 5-volt rail. So, yeah, don't go boom. That's not nice. Just thinking what I can. If I go coding DSLR. Okay. Make that bigger. So there'll be no enumeration, as you can see, because it's not turned on. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying, but that comes down to antenna choice, right? And orientation, location, and, you know, layout on your PCB. But at the end of the day, you can have the most powerful, best, expensive antenna in the world, and if your RF is mismatched, then you're not going to get any performance at all, and you're most likely going to damage your chip over time. But I know what you're saying, sure. But that's the bit that everyone fudges, is the matching, right? The 50 ohm matching without realizing the consequences. Okay, I'm going to hit. I know this is weird orientation. Where are we? Okay. I'm going to hit the power button and see if it enumerates, and hopefully doesn't smoke at the same time. Okay, we have an enumeration. No, sorry, mate. It's not something I can teach you in a live stream. And it's not something I can live stream because my equipment's all the way over there and you can't see it. And it's like, it takes hours and hours and hours and hours to match. And yeah, so sorry, it's just not something I can teach you. Enumerating, okay, good. Is that warm? I think that's, ooh, is that hot? Jesus. Okay, I think that's hot. Okay, that charge pump area feels quite warm. I'm not burning my fingers, but it definitely feels warm. But it's charging up to 27 volts. Let me, I'm just gonna unplug it for the moment. I need to load my board so I can remember which pins I can probe to check the voltage. No load, it shouldn't be hot. Well, it is. It's taking a 3.3 volt source, and it's pushing it up to 27 volts. It's low current, but it's still, it's not going to be nothing. Open. Discard. Yes. Okay. Is this the circuit? No power draw on the high voltage side. Right, but it's. I don't think it's the draw because it's only 20 milliamps or something. Anyway, we'll see. I don't know. I've never used this before. It could just be the inductor. I don't know. But okay, LED A and LED K are the first 2-3 pins. Right, where's my... Let's just make sure that I've actually got 27 to 30 volts. That'd be a good start, right? I don't want to plug it. I've only got one of these touch screens. I don't want to plug it in and kill it. Do I think I have enough wires? No. What, around here? No. No. It's I've got a lot of high speedy signal going through here. A lot of long traces of digital I/O, and so I need to make sure that I've got, you know, good boundary around my RF layout. Okay, so you can't see from that. Let's just go back to here. So voltage. Make sure that you can. This is going to be a pain to fit this in and be able to see. I have to switch my glasses so I can. I don't want to short those pins. Wait, where's my glasses? My other glasses. Uh-oh. Hello? Where are my other glasses? Okay, why are they over there? No, that's not them. Okay, sorry, I need to find some glasses. Okay, got them. My first look was a man look, clearly. Okay, I got, switch my glasses. These are for super close work. Hopefully I'll be able to actually see. Okay, so that's without being turned on. And it's the easiest thing to grab. Normally I'd grab ground off the USB, but it's vertical, I can't. I can grab ground from here. Let's just confirm there should be no 3.3 volts, which is correct. Okay, so first pin is LED A. Alright, LED K, nothing. Okay, good. Now if I turn it on, LED A, 2.6 volts. LED K, that's not right. .6 volts. That is not right. That is not right. Okay. What have I done? I'm just sorry, I'm looking at my board. Make sure I've put everything together right. Oh, hang on. have I not enabled it? Ah, I moved the enable. Right, so it's actually could be turned off right now. Oh, right, I put the enable there. Okay, that means I need software to turn that on, which is not good. I want to see what the temperature is on that thing, if it's just me imagining things or not. So it means I need to get the IO expander set up so I can use the IO expander to enable the backlight. What color will the final PCB be? Black. I do all my stuff. I think, yeah, black. Although it's going to be inside. I don't know. Let me just... okay. I just want to check this temperature again. Okay. It's upside down. Better. So... there's nothing when it's turned off. If we turn it on, see, look at that. Whoa. 56, that's going high. 60 degrees. That's the PWM chip. 50 degrees. That's going to smoke 60. That can't be right. Straight up to 60 degrees. If I put it on back to front, maybe I'll put it on back to front. Oh, I bet you it's upside down. I bet you I put it upside down. That would help, right? Upside down. Let me just check. Yep, it's upside down. Lucky I've got a few of them. Okay, let's go back to here and let's put it on the right way.
Internet Tech says isn't upside down the correct way for over there, so confusing.
Well, I'm surprised it didn't smoke. I told you it could have. But, I mean, I'm kind of glad it didn't. Okay, we're going to hot air it off. Wow. That could have been magical. Okay, let's put in the fan on. I'm going to get another one of these chips. Where is it? Nope. Yep. Okay, well, I'm not going to turn it around. I'm just going to get a new one. No doubt I've damaged it. Wow. Upside down. Oh, look at that. There's even an arrow there. I put an arrow to know which way to put it, but I still got it wrong. So I wasn't paying attention. Okay, it's 140 degrees. $50. So I'm glad I didn't plug the screen in. 160. $170. $180. 90. You can go. That's not the right way. And that is the right way. Okay. Hopefully that's the only crisis, and crisis averted. But you never know. It's me we're talking about. I love the smell of flux in the morning. Okay. I'm glad I checked that. I'm really glad I checked that. Could have been very, very bad. Ah, okay. Yeah, thankfully it didn't explode. Absolutely. Oh, I mean, it would have been... Magic smoke would have been kind of cool, but not if I had to rebuild a whole board again. So, hopefully that's the only thing that's damaged. Or, I don't even know if it's damaged, right? But I'm not going to risk it. Yeah, everything's upside down in Australia. It was rotated, not upside down. Upside down would have made the leads go in the air. That got very hot very quick, didn't it? Okay. Okay. Here's the board back. Hopefully it's cool enough. What happened? Where'd I go? Okay, there's the board. We should try that again. I'm going to check the voltage again, check the temperature again. Okay, let's start with the temperature. Okay, power. Okay, this is without power. Nothing. Now, don't forget, it might still be a little bit warm from the reflow. Turn it on. Okay, look at that, 24. There you go, that's not getting hot now. Now let's check the voltage. Please be 27 degrees. You hear that? Please be 27-ish volts, please. I can touch it. 27, look at that. 27 volts. And LEDK is 0. Perfect. Okay, we get 27 volts. So that means it's on by default. Is that what they enable me? Maybe my enable's not even going to work. Okay, so, and does it still enumerate? Hang on. Well, let's make sure it still enumerates. Enumerate, where are you? Yes, it still enumerates. Whew. Okay, so, don't forget I can't just plug a screen in and make it work because I've got no code. I've got no, I guess we could check if maybe the backlight works. What I'm going to do, so I've got two screens, as I said, one with and one without the touch. If I can find the one without, I might plug that in. Just in case I wreck it. Okay. Kind of need some software. Yes, we do, but now I can look at software. Okay, so that's the screen without touch. I'm curious to see whether the backlight lights up or not. That's all. Or if it goes pop. Oh, I saw it go off. I saw it light up. Yep, can you see that? So that's not lit up. Yeah, it's very subtle. It's very subtle. Okay, so the product, it's an ESP32 with a built-in display. Well, it's it's an ESP32 S3. It's a Wi-Fi, Bluetooth with a touch display. It's a controller for a touch display, but it's a high-res, well, fairly high-res display, 480 by 480, capacitive touch, and it's a fast display. Yeah. Okay, so we should see if we can get some code going. I think we should see if we can get some code going. What am I going to do? I need something that uses octal. I might have to do this in Arduino land. I don't know what board I can use in Platform IO for octal. Good for games. I don't know. I mean, it's touchscreen. There's no. I mean, it's IO0 at the back. It's a user button, but I don't know what it's going to be useful for. Home Assistant, touch display. I don't know. I just wanted to do. I bought these screens quite a while ago, and I just wanted to see if I could do something with them. Okay, let me just. Do I have Larry's 2.8, 2.81? Okay. I'm just grabbing his latest display. Does this specific not have such a size display? Also with the eval board thing? No, they've got a regular TFT. It's just SPI. They've got that like their box. What is it? Box 3, whatever it is. But that's just a standard SPI TFT display. Like I think it might be 480 by 320, but it's parallel. Like it's a much faster. Anyway, whatever. I don't know. Like I'm not trying to make stuff to compete with them. Like I'm just making, Okay, hang on. Let me just new coding and okay. Oh no, I'm gonna need that. So I'm gonna need. I need a board that is. Oh god, I hate this interface. Right, I really despise this version of Arduino. I'm gonna turn that on so I can find it. Right, that's interesting. It's rebooting itself, but that could be. Here we go. I'll put it in download mode. Just right now, there's no firmware on it, so it's just going to be boot looping. So I need a board that's got quad octal PSRAM. S3 dev module. Oh, hang on. BB parallel shield demo. that's not going to work. I need an example that uses his C++ constructor. Big frame buffer. No. So he's got a bunch of default displays that he's created inside his library, but I don't want to use that. I want to use right, so he's got a C library and a C++. He's got C and C++ in the same thing. And I want to use the C++ stuff. That's the C stuff. This is C++, but I don't want to use this. I want to use lcd dot, oops, in, was it? Why can't I open it? Why can't I click on it? It should let me open this up. Why is it not opening the source? Interesting. Fuck, that's annoying. Sometimes Arduino lets it open the source and sometimes it doesn't. That is frustrating. Okay, let me just go and find the source. BB. I'm just looking for the folder. I don't remember where it is. Arduino libraries. Wait. Visual Studio Code. That's not what I wanted. Sorry, I just want to get something open.
Huababa says how long until Trump puts tariffs on Australia?
He already has, but not on things that are affecting me. And I personally don't have a problem with what Trump's doing. So, okay, so. So there's QSPI in it. No, there's a parallel in it. I know there is because I've already looked at all this, but a while ago. think. Ah, this one, right. No, that's the, is that the C version? That's the C version. Oh no. I think the world is in such panic mode about the US right now, and it's just everyone. It's just it's wrong. It's just it's it's so not what everyone thinks it is with the whole US Ukraine thing. But anyway, whatever. I need to find a sample. No, I don't want that. I need to find something that uses the parallel.
Intermid Tech says I've had to raise prices on my selling shops with 20% versus the rest of the world, so us customers are kind of screwed in that sense.
But why have you had to do that? Where are you located? You're in the EU, but where in the EU are you, Grindor? But why have you had to raise prices? None of their tariffs are affecting anything right now. Their import fees into America. Right. Okay, so the Chinese tariffs. Okay, right. I get that. So you're drop shipping from China. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. But right now with other countries, it's, although I think he's going to be changing it to match VAT/GST based stuff. But right now, like the tariffs that he's put on Australia, they're specific to steel and aluminium. So they don't affect anything else right now, only those two things. Yeah, no, absolutely. I totally get that it makes sense for you to drop ship from China, 100%. Cheaper and easier. I get it. Although you don't get to see the product before it goes out to check it. But yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. But yeah. China's a specific thing, I guess, because that's always been a tariff issue back and forth with them. But from my understanding, that no other countries right now are being affected, really, except for very specific industries, right? So I'm not being affected in any way. Bringing stuff into the US from Australia is not being affected, unless it's aluminium or steel. And that's an issue with our government and not with the US. I totally get what he's doing, and I don't blame him. It sounds like it sucks. Just everything's deeper than you can't listen to the media about what's going on because they've most of the time got it wrong, and they're making it be, worse than it is, or just misrepresenting what's going on, right? No, I'm not. I don't on-sell components. So, like when I'm selling a board to the US, there's nothing to do with that process that says where did all your parts come from, right? So my boards are manufactured in Australia, and therefore it's whatever. It doesn't matter where my parts come from. The board is manufactured in Australia, so it's between Australia and the US. No, right, Johnny. In that case, it's screwed either way with China. Yeah, but no, it's not that. $8 per line of parts coming from a different company. Coming from LCC. What? What? FedEx charges you $8 per line of parts. That's when you're ordering components, right? That's different. I don't have an issue bringing any parts into the country here in Australia. So, yeah, that's an EU versus China issue. That has nothing to do with the US. Like if you're being charged extra on China imports into the Netherlands, that's between China and the Netherlands. What's the price difference for boards from JLC compared to your local? Are you talking about PCBs? Hababao? JLC just make me, they make me blank PCBs. I am the manufacturer. I make my own stuff. Wow, that's crazy, Quindor. That is nuts. Well, I don't use local manufacturers here. There might be one left, one or two, I don't know, but it's you don't get PCBs made in Australia. Like that's yeah, no. China's the only place to get PCBs made. Yeah. You shouldn't be using FedEx anyway. That's anyway. Whatever. Every region, different couriers are different for every region. I don't know why you're being charged like that. That's crazy. But I don't have any issues like that. My issue is that the US dollar is like, or the Aussie dollar has tanked against the US dollar here. So because I sell everything in US dollars, for local buyers, so people in Australia that buy my products, the cost has gone up massive because of the Australian dollar is so bad against the US dollar right now. Like really bad. Yeah, it sounds like a rort, Grindor. It sounds like you're getting ripped off. It doesn't sound right at all. I don't have an example project. I'm pretty sure Larry's not around. Let me just check. I don't think so. Hey, are you around? I'm sure he's fast asleep. Or something. He's in Portugal. Anyone know what time it is in Portugal? He'll be fast asleep. It's just prototype parts or whatever, but yeah, stupid weird rules come from one warehouse. Yeah, it sounds like FedEx are preempting stuff and charging you for it. Just in case. Dinkelberg's in Portugal. Cool. 9. Okay, yeah, he's probably asleep. He's not going to respond. Okay. I need to get so what I need to do, as I mentioned, he has these things where you look at like LCD begin, right? And you pass it what it is. And then if we look here, and it's really cool. Like he adds a whole bunch of different things. So this particular display is an RP2041. But they've got all these different things. I think he's even got one in here for me for one of my boards. But this is where it's pre-configured, right? But I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to hack the library right now to get this going. And the pins are specific to each one. I want to be able to call in it myself. This begin, see here, begin parallel. I want to call this myself. But I don't know what this. Hey Matt, how you doing? We're a company making import-export software. Oh, customers saved a shitload on carry fees. Yeah, it's... Yeah. It's the whole thing's a rort. Make a Babs 4-inch 480 by 480 board. Panel. I don't know which one's the right one to use for this. Where's that being used? $480 S3. Oh boy. I might have to work with him to get a library, to get a driver put together. I can't use Adafruit's one because, as I said, they've embedded their I/O expander stuff in there. And I don't know what the startup commands are for it. Oh, so that's why I wanted to get to the firmware before this week, before the stream. What I should do is, you know what I'm going to do though? I'm going to check that at least the I2C bus is working. I should do that, shouldn't I? I mean, there's a few things I can test on the board. See, I can make sure I can flash it. And so I need to unplug it. I need to make sure that I can see the touch controller. Yeah, so let's make sure that if I get a driver off Larry, it's going to work. Okay, you can definitely see it lights up. The backlight lights up. Can everyone see it's got a slight tinge to it? Oops. Oh, right. Right. Don't know what that is. Where's that? Could not. SP32S3 dev module. Okay. What are my pins? Is it 8? Oh, okay, now I've got to find out what pins. I don't remember what I/O it's on. Okay, I've not finished this schematic. It's a bit of a mess, but that's okay. Is that? No. Haven't filled that in yet. Okay, so right, 1 and 2, and yeah, I don't think these are going to work. 1 and 2, and the buzzer's on 3. I don't even know if my I/O choice is going to work. 1 and 2. Okay. Nope. 1 and 2. So 1 and 2. 2 and 1. Don't know what that's for. Invalid option Zigbee mode. What? PSRAM, OPI. Flash size 16. Partition scheme. Whatever. Upload mode. ZigBee mode disabled. Why is there a ZigBee mode on it? Why is it erroring? Oh, because I reverted back to version 2 because of my logo. Oh, come on. That's bullshit. Hey, color maker. Had chat through. Yeah, I wouldn't trust ChatGPT to throw me anything, but no, it's I don't need an init for the screen. I need anyway. Oh my god. That's messed up. Why is it even? There is no ZigBee in version 2, so why? That's okay. I'm gonna load old Arduino. I'm gonna get rid of that. You can go away. Go away. You're embarrassing. Quit. Don't save. Hey Dan, how you doing? Okay, file, open. Recent. No. Open. Far out. I'll get this up in platform IO though, but okay. Tools, board. Oh my god, tools, board. S3 dev module. Now we wait half an hour for it to update. Okay, oh, looks it. Just anyway, CDC on boot enabled. That, yep. Flash size 16. PSRAM, alright. Port. What do I need to set? That partition. Okay. See if we can flash it. Let's see if we can flash it. God, Arduino is so slow. The SP32 S3 with 8 meg of octal PSRAM. Yep. Okay, except it won't automatically reboot. It's the old version. So reset. Okay, we've got 3 devices. Yay. So that's the I/O expander, the fuel gauge, and the touch IC. So that's good. I've wired the touch IC up part of the screen correctly. Yeah, they're very powerful chips. They are. Okay. So the flash is working, PSRAM's working. You can see the I/O expander, the fuel gauge, whatever. The charge pump is going at the right voltage. I can see it's kind of lit up. You can kind of see a bit of backlight. So it's about getting the driver going. I don't even know if Lave's got support for the touch IC or not, but so it's just a matter of a driver. It's not an OLED. Yes, unfortunately. Okay. Far out. No, he hasn't pinged me back, so he's asleep for sure. Size of the screen. The brightness intensity. I don't know. That's what it needs. It's what it needs. That's what I gave it. Adafruit's one has the same thing. They use a different IC, different everything else. Yeah, it's just what they need. I don't know why. Hey, Alan. No notification. 2 hours ago. We should see if the buzzer works. Okay, let's see if the buzzer works. Because I used an I/O that, I mean, they're all supposed to be PWMable. But I think it's number 3. Did I say it was 3? Buzzer, IO3. Let's see if that works. Oh, right, because I reverted back to the other one. Of course it's not. Oh, man. No, wait, what? What's the attach pin? But it's a different... Why has everything got to be so difficult? I moved it back to 2 yesterday because I broke my logo yesterday trying to get version 3 going. Yeah, too many arguments. Right. But I don't think that's going to work either. I just want to make sure the buzzer works. They say every I/O I moved it to 3 anyway, so it won't be fine. I think I originally had it on 46, but okay, that's compiling. That compiles now. Let's see if it works. A lot of in-series LEDs for the backlight. I don't know. Possibly. I don't know how the backlight works on it. I do not know. What I do know is the manufacturer, for their drawing, states that the center of the screen is the center of this cable. But it's not. It's 2 millimeters out. Wait. That's not working. Okay. I'm not hearing any sound. Buzzer 3. Why is there no sound? Oh my god, don't tell me I wired it up wrong. Maybe the first time I've been an idiot. Plus.
Alan Madsen says turn up the volume :
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to see because PWM is going to be too fast to see if there's anything going on it. Oh, it's doing something. Why have I not got... Oh, there we go. Let me restart that. It is doing something. It's not fast enough, like I can't see. Weird. I don't know why that's... Maybe the bad buzzer? Have I got that diode back to front? Let's go out, have a look. Maybe I got that diode back to front. Let's go look at the microscope. No. I wonder if that's a BSS FET and not a what do you call it. That'd suck. Let me... I'm going to quickly go downstairs and grab a different transistor. I might put a FET there by accident. grabbed one off the pick and place machine, off a feeder. Yeah, it's the right one I've got on there. It is the right one. Wait, hang on. Let me just check something. Zero, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I don't really see what the problem is with this. Wait a minute. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Don't know why it's not buzzing. Unless it's a bad buzzer. Or this is not working. Scope time. No, I can see that this value is changing. I can see there's something happening on the line, I think. Let me just try a different sketch. I don't know if this is going to work. This is tiny Pico. My old tiny Pico one. God, look at that. Shocking. Oh, unbelievable. Unplugged it, didn't I? To check the thing. Oh, doing well. Okay, let's try that again. Now I've got to recompile it all again. Well, that's what I'm doing. That's what this should be doing. It needs a PWM signal. And I can. Well, yes. That's my next step. Everyone hear that? It was the other sketch. It was that whole LCD pin thing. Buzzer works. Okay, good. Now you gotta shut it up. Be quiet. It's quite loud. It's good. Okay, so everything works on it. I just need a driver for the screen. I need a driver for the screen, and that's going to be... I don't want to... I was speaking to Michael the other day. Me coding on stream, bad. That said, I'll talk to you about the car later, because I've made a lot of progress with the car. I'll talk to you about that later. But I've had I don't know why, but I've sold overnight and this morning like 12 Whoppers. I don't know why there's a frenzy going on of Whoppers, and all being sold to the EU and UK. So someone has posted something about my Whopper kit somewhere, and I sold a stack of them, which is great. No complaints. I made a bunch of them last week, but I don't know where it's coming from. So it'd just be nice if I knew. Okay, almost 3 hours. Look, we have a working board. I'm pretty confident the screen's going to work, but it's a quite a complex driver. There's a H-Sync, there's a V-Sync, there's a P counter, there's a P clock, there's a something, there's anyway lots of pins, and I don't know how to hoodwink it into his driver. So what I'll do is I'll send him a list of pins that I'm using, and hopefully Larry will make me a square display thing where I can just select that and it'll just work. And if it doesn't work, I can tweak that then. Or I could just try making my own, but I'm just not going to do it on stream. Sorry. Not going to do it on stream. But I am going to go get a coffee. So thank you all for joining. That was exciting. There was no magic smoke, but it was close, very close. The closest I've been for a while, other than when I set these motor drivers on fire so many times. Wait, you got a pick and place machine, so you do this on a large scale. I do. I manufacture a lot of boards. Yes, I have a full manufacturing downstairs. If I jump over that balcony, that's a balcony. If I jump over that, I'll break my neck and my back and my leg, but I'll end up at my production line. Yes. The whole length is production line. Fully automated production line. So yes, I make my own stuff. I've got on YouTube, there's some videos of my production line. Although I don't know if I've got a current one that covers everything on the line, and I should do that. Especially now that I've got all my conveyors automated and stuff. I need a fire pole. Yeah, no, I need a bouncy something, or a slide. A slide would be wicked. If I had oh my god. I saw a really funny thing. And okay, it was just, stupid on YouTube, stance videos of people setting up other people, whatever else, and it was like a wedding. I'm telling you this for a purpose, okay? Just hear me out. So it's like a wedding thing. They come out of a church, and excited, and so that they get, the photographer gets someone to come and help him. They've got one of those things where you pop it and confetti comes out, goes poof, right? And so he convinces someone to come off the street and stand to the side, and then when they go ready, set, go, and they're supposed to pop the confetti while he's taking a photo, right? And so they do that, and it pops the confetti, and then the bride goes, oh, it's in my eye, whatever else, and she staggers, and she falls off the edge of a balcony, right, next to the church, which makes the person freak out, like, oh my god, I've just killed the bride, type thing. And of course, there's a mattress down the bottom which she's landed on, and it was typical predictable gag. But oh my god, the reactions from the people that really thought they'd killed the bride it was just hilarious. So could you imagine if I had, see, that was a long wind up for, could you imagine if I had like a mattress or a bouncy castle there, down there, Like, I still kill myself because it's me. Can you imagine? And I'm on a stream and I go, hey, I need to go get a part from there. And I get up and I run and I dive off the balcony. Could you imagine? I mean, apart from the fact that there's actually, you see the poles, there's a whole like power thing there. Like, I'd land on that and I'd like slice my neck because it's all metal, sharp metal. But other than that, how cool would that be? Just hold on a second, I'm just going to get a part from the pick and place machine. Jump over the edge. Anyway, okay, I am going to go get a coffee and some breakfast. Thank you all for joining. I'm supposed to explain the gag after you do it though. Yeah, well, I'm not going to do it. Like, you could cover the entire thing with like mattresses and foam this thick, right? You could protect this in every single way, and I will still find a way of jumping over and hurting myself. Guaranteed. If there's ever someone that's going to jump over and break their arm...
Super chat!
Matt, what are you doing? Oh, it's your third time. That is awesome. This is getting so old. That is getting so old. Everyone, Matt just did his third super chat. His 20th third super chat. Thanks, mate. That's I'm gonna get my coffee. Maybe I'll use the $5 and get myself a cookie or something. Anyway, I'm the guy that would hurt themselves. Right? You could stick me in one of those big, the balls, the soccer ball things, totally padded, and I could roll over the edge and hurt myself. Anyway, I'm going. Annie Mouse is going. So you have the QA. I don't know what the QA stands for, but I have the the Klutz genes. Everyone, thank you very much. Matt, thanks for that. Much appreciated. Have a great week. I'll get the driver going. I'll post something about it. We can talk about it more next week. Quality assurance. Right. Yeah, I can't afford work cover here because I'm too dangerous. Anyway, hello, Osloy. Don't think I've said hi to you before. Anyway, okay, I'm going. Bye, everyone. Have a great week. Catch you all next week. Bye.